What's going on, boys and girls? It's your man, Greggy. Back at it again with another video, and I'm rocking the neck beard today. I don't know if you can see that. Recently, I've been playing Quake, and I'm here to tell you if it's worth the launch for you. So, if you don't know what Quake is a first-person shooter made by ID Software. It's Software, the same guys who made classics such as Doom, Rage, and other things, which who knows. And so, back when the original Quake was announced, it was revolutionary. These guys had already pioneered the first-person shooter experience on the PCs, and now they're gonna make it actual 3D. You needed a powerful computer to run this back in the day, and now you just need a toaster. So the footage you're gonna be seeing today, either in the corner or all up in your face, is gonna be from a source port called Quakegasm or Spasm. This allows the game to look prettier. It works better on newer machines, and it makes me feel good. This game's pretty nice and dandy. You launch into the single player experience and it gives you three options. You either get to do easy, medium, or normal and hard. There's also a hidden one called Nightmare, and because I'm a hard ass, I'm a real gamer, I decided it'd be a good idea to actually get all up in that nightmare mode. Unfortunately for me, I learned the hard way that I'm not good at video games and I should quit. Around the second part of Act 1 is when I decided that it was a bad idea to play this game on Nightmare and I should move on with my life. Fuck.
Being a cock.
Oh, goddamn, I can't do this anymore. But instead of moving on, I decided to go normal mode, so most of the gameplay you're going to be seeing is from all the normal difficulty. From what I can tell, it's what enemies spawn in, how many enemies, and maybe health is what the difference each of the difficulties. I don't know, your mileage may vary. So I pop in, and the game's pretty nice. It gives you a little bit of tutorial. It's like, you gotta move, kid. You gotta look, kid. You gotta shoot, kid. And so, you learn the game pretty easily. You shoot the dude who's trying to shoot at you. You learn how to jump. Jumping's pretty important in this game. We'll learn that later. And then, unfortunately, for me, I didn't learn this until later. It tells you about secrets. It tells you that there's, stuff hidden in the game. I didn't know this.
Oh, a secret area.
I was running around, then I went back to a place at the start because I found a secret already and it brought me back to the start. And there was a secret right off the bat, and I never knew because I didn't go to that side of the room. So you shoot stuff, they give you armors or ammo, usually ammo, and you have to not die. Don't have to reload your weapons because that didn't come until later on in the first-person shooter experience, because reloading's for pussies. You can just run around to your heart's content. I would recommend you run everywhere. Walking in this game is a chore. Honestly, just don't. You can try and bunny hop. I don't know if that's an actual thing because I'm not good enough to actually bunny hop. So get on your B-hop Counter-Strike servers, but instead it's a Quake server. Now, Quake back in the day, it was made for keyboard only. Mouse use wasn't a really big thing until some pro players started revolutionizing it along with the WASD, but the game still transitions over into keyboard and mouse look, which is what a lot of source mods will automatically throw you in, which is nice, so you don't have to feel like a peasant. But if you do want to be like a peasant, just open up the old version of the game. It's usually on Steam for relatively cheap, so you can get the older versions. I don't know if GOG provides an older version wrapped in a source mod or anything of the sort. Sometimes they'll add modifications to some games, but check on that on your own time. I'm too lazy to do that for you. First level, you're running into stuff. You have your shotgun only. That's your first weapon, unlike Doom, where it's just a pistol. You bang these grunts up with your shotguns, and it's usually all grunts. There may be a dog or two. The dogs are savage. They're all black and demonic. This whole game is demonic. Once you hit the second level, there's these really big, fat guys that try and shoot grenades at you. They have grenade launchers, and you can get those grenade launchers later too, but not right now. There's also some weird gorilla looking things. They're not really gorilla looking. They're like weird dog looking things. They're actually like bigger, they're not dogs, but they try to pounce on you and maul you to death. Swear to God, if I was playing on nightmare difficulty, then I would just want to like shit my pants. But on normal difficulty, if I can just run away, I'm usually fine. There's these things that just spit acid out of their mouth. It's like if you were in the UK. And then there's this big ogre thing, and it shoots like laser bolts at you. It's like some wizard of some sort.
This is... oh god.
So keeping all this in mind, you get a couple weapons. Now, I haven't played a lot of the game. I've played a couple hours, but I feel like the experience just keeps getting better the more I play. Because for the first couple levels, it's just like it's getting you all these cool weapons. You got shotgun, you got double barrel shotgun, which has a wider spread than the normal shotgun. There's two different types of nail guns. One of them shoots a lot faster, and one of them is just like da da da, you know, a lot more accurate. Of course, you got the grenade launcher, a group control weapon, and then you got a rocket launcher, which you can rocket jump with, which is pretty fucking sweet. Quake's pretty sweet, you know? This game just looks like the 90s, like besides the polygonal blockiness of this early 3D technology, which still looks pretty good even in a source port. This demonic castle style, it's not as bright, and by bright I mean there's not a lot of like flashing reds or blues at you like there was in older Doom games, but instead it's more of like a brown and a softer. You'll have like these popping yellows and the fire, and I think it makes for a good atmosphere all around. The like castles, the weird like satanic stuff. I think the game has a nice look and feel to it. It makes you kind of scared in some certain situations. There's a part where I'm stuck on right now. It's still in the first chapter, so after like going through all this like bullshit, which I've almost memorized at this point, I grab a key and I'm supposed to kill one of those mongrels that's supposed to like just maul me apart. It's either I don't have the right weapon out or I'm actually close to dying, but you need to plan yourself out in these later levels. Well, I think memorization can be a little bit of a bullshit mechanic. For a game like this where you have to actually think on your feet, you have to know where everything is around you, I think it all works out. This game is about positional awareness and just having a fun time killing things in your path. Now, if you do want an easy time, go and play your easy difficulty. I would actually recommend playing on hard mode. I should probably be playing on hard mode right now, but if you're like a decent FPS shooter person, play on hard mode. You'll definitely thank me later. Now, I've only put in a couple hours in this game, but I think this game has been worth my time. It has been worth the launch. And I think for a game like this, it really only takes a couple of hours to figure out if it's worth it for you or not. Because unlike heavily multiplayer games like PlayerUnknown, where you do have to play a couple of games to get used to the mechanics, and of course you have a whole community to try and deal with, a game like this where the online servers are full of like people who are really hardcore into the game, almost dropped the mic, or just like to goof around, maybe do some old times. If you find some online games, you'll have a nice time playing with other people. I still haven't done that yet. It's a lot more old school, and honestly I don't see myself playing an older shooter online. But if you're gonna play this, I would definitely play for the single player experience, just because it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like Doom in that aspect where the new Doom, I should say, because the new Doom is very much single player focus. Not a lot of people will touch the multiplayer, even though it is there. There's still an online population, but definitely would recommend the single player. It's a fun experience. There's a lot of cool mechanics, like there's power-ups you can grab that'll make your armor 666 and you're almost invincible. There's a couple of anti-gravity stuff, and there's a lot of things that I just haven't experienced because I haven't played through all the game. Will it be worth the launch? For you! Honestly, I think if you're a big fan of older FPSs, you like the new Doom that just came out, definitely pick this up. It goes on sale frequently. If you don't like first-person shooters, get the hell out of here. And if you don't like the older, like, fast movement, jumping around stuff, I don't think this will be your shit. This game is very much reliant on you being able to look at things and know where you're going to hit, because there isn't an in-game reticle unless you go for a source mod that does have a built-in reticle. And honestly, some of the guns just feel kind of wonky at times. It doesn't feel like you're doing the right thing, but you do get a hang of it for some visual cues. If you don't like the darkness, you might want to stay back too. Some source mods do change up the visuals a little bit, but So if you're into old school shooters, you want to take a nostalgia trip back to the past, or you just want to see the history of first person shooters in general, or you like arena shooters, definitely check this out. So I know this is kind of short. It felt a little repetitive, not a lot of meat, but honestly, Quake's a simple game to talk about. It's old. There's a lot of other videos you can watch too if you're not certain, just based on these, like, not really first impressions, but very early beginnings of the game, because I know I like this game right from the first, like, 30 minutes. So if you want to see more from me after this recommendation, please hit that face right there. You can subscribe. Check out one of these videos on the side. One will be one I recommend to you. One will be one YouTube recommends to you. Check out all the links down below to check out all my bullshit, especially Twitch, which is where you will find out what game I might be talking about next. Please leave a comment telling me how much of a dumbass I am and all that other fun stuff. My name is gregandcin, and I eat the booty.